I came in this morning and I was so tired, and I'll tell you, kids can wear you out. I don't have any, but just knowing they're out there. They're out there, and I know it, and I'm exhausted. We had some friends come over last night, and they have kids, and they brought them with them, which doesn't happen a lot, but they brought the kids this time, and I didn't realize how much was breakable in our house. Except for everything's breakable, everything was glass. I never realized it, except for the cats, which are still under the bed. You know, the kids, they see animals, and they have that high-pitched screech that you does, and they run towards the animal. So the cats, I think, cannot hear anymore. They're under the bed and won't come out. And I should say right now, I love kids. I do. I love babies. I love kids for about 3 hours. And then I like to give them right back to the parents because they're adorable, cute little things, especially when they're sleeping and they're just so cuddly and you hold them and the little tiny fingers and all that's cute. They're very cute. But I'm exhausted. I don't know where parents get the energy. So I applaud anyone who has kids out there. Good for you. Do you have kids and people that are clapping? How do you have energy to clap? Save your energy. I applaud. Don't clap me. Don't even. It's just 3 hours, and you have to live with them all the time. And it's just. And they say the terrible twos. This kid was 4, and terrible should be in front of anything. There should be terrible. I dated someone who was a terrible 30 before, and there's just terrible 4 years old, and just I didn't realize how dangerous the house was. There are just sharp objects everywhere. And there's like a little thing, a brass, it's hard to describe, but there's like a brass container with a whole bunch of really cool little rocks in it that's a doorstop. And I never even thought about putting those in my mouth before, ever. They're little bowls of sand because I light incense because, you know, for the cats, I never want the house to smell like a cat house, so I want it to smell good. So I never thought about putting sand in my mouth. Or in my eyes, sand is dangerous, I find. And all that was fun to them, to the little children, and it's like fear factor to me, you know? They could easily win $50,000, those kids. Cheap eyes, you know, they don't care. I don't care about, I love babies, and I don't mind the clutter. Everybody's like, oh, you the toys and everything. I just don't want to child-proof my house, you know, that's the whole thing. I go to people's homes that have kids. I can't get the toilet seat up. I don't know how. I would not, everything's battened down like you're living in a boat. Everything is, in case the storm comes, which is little Johnny. Everything's tied down, everything's locked up, and, you know, if kids were more like cats, to me, that would be, you know, if they would be self-cleaning, if they would lick themselves clean, I wouldn't mind. Because they're dirty, the kids are sticky, there must be some gland that secretes sticky, right where the Spider-Man has the web that shoots out, caramel just oozes out of all over their hands. I could eat the same exact thing and I never get that sticky. And they don't mind it either. They don't even notice that they're sticky. There's food all over their face. No one cares. You never see a kid on the playground going to another kid, you got something right there. And as adorable as they are, I just don't have the patience. I can read one story. That's plenty. They don't need me to read another story. They want to play a game over and over and over again, and they want to pretend. Everything is pretend. And I don't know the difference between pretend and cuckoo, you know, like... I don't want to ride the pony. Where is it? I don't see a pony. Let's pretend we're sleepy and take a nap. No, let's take a nap, okay? Can we pretend like we're sleeping now? I think that what's good about being around kids is to hang on to the childlike qualities, because they have a lot of beautiful qualities. I think if you let the sticky part go and follow a lot more of their examples, I think we should cry more. I love the fact that they can just cry, but then something shiny is all just tears are just streaming down their face, but something shiny and they just stop crying, you know? And they're honest. They'll say anything that they feel. They don't try to pretend to make us feel better. They just say what they feel. And I think we should be more honest.